God. And is everyone ready? I can't see it right now. All right, we're good. Gang, let's do it. All right,
Oh, just a
dogs.
second. Hold up.
Sorry.
Um, I'm just having an issue with the capture. Technical difficulties.
Ooh, our favorite kind of difficulties.
All right.
Ew.
Ooh, hold up. Something strange that has never happened before is happening. So working.
Okay, thank you, Worky.
All right. All better.
Awesome. Let's do this thing. All right. Dog sees God. Confessions of a teenage blockhead. Dear pen pal, lights up on a handsome, however, currently sullen teenager. His name is CB.
Dear pen pal, I know it's been a few years since I last wrote you. I hope you're still there. I'm not sure you ever were. I never got any letters back from you when I was a kid, but in a way it was always very therapeutic. Everyone else judges everything I say, and here you are, some anonymous person who never says boo. Maybe you just read my letters and laughed, or maybe you didn't read my letters, or maybe you don't even exist. It was pretty frustrating when I was young, but now I'm glad that you won't respond. Just listen. That's what I want. My dog died. I don't know if you remember, but I had a beagle. He was a good dog. My best friend. I'd had him as far back as I could remember, but one day, last month, I went out to feed him and he didn't come bounding out of his red doghouse like usual. I called his name, but no response. I knelt down and called out his name. Still nothing. I looked in the doghouse. There was blood everywhere. Cowering in the corner was my dog. His eyes were still wild, and there was an excessive amount of saliva coming out of his mouth. He was unrecognizable, both frightened and frightening at the same time. The blood belonged to a little yellow bird that had always been around. My dog and the bird used to play together in a strange way. It was almost like they were best friends. I know that sounds stupid, but anyway, the bird had been mangled, ripped apart. But my dog, when he saw that I could see what he'd done, his face changed to sadness. He let out a sound that felt like the word help. I reached my hand into his doghouse. I knew it was a dumb thing to do, but he looked like he needed me. His jaws snapped. I jerked my hand away before he could bite me. My parents called the center and they came and took him away. Later that day, They put him to sleep. They gave me his corpse in a cardboard box. When my dog died, that was when the rain cloud came back and everything went to hell.
Phoebe's sister enters, wearing what can only be described as a black wedding dress. CB begins erecting a wooden cross on a mound of dirt in front of him. She joins him. Canis ex koi? I don't know.
Canis exe
Conis. Ooh, fun. Okay.
quae.
Koye. CB and his sister are standing beside each other and staring at the wooden cross. A long silence passes. She takes a box of cigarettes out of her purse that is shaped like a coffin and offers one to him.
Mom will kill you if she sees you smoking.
Well, when she does, I hope you'll have the decency to bury me in an actual cemetery rather than the backyard. Do you think we should say a prayer or something?
I guess.
Okay, you can say it.
I don't want to.
Well, neither do I.
I don't know what to say.
Stop being so melodramatic, Charles. No one's asking for a eulogy, just a simple prayer. Ask the earth to watch over him or something.
He's dead. There's not a whole lot that's necessary.
You're so morbid. What about his next life? I think we should pray to Heket and ask her to make him a human, someone we meet and become friends with.
What?
Heket is the goddess of death. She's also a goddess of reincarnation. It's Wiccan.
Oh, so you're Wiccan this week? Glad that's cleared up. I can't keep your personalities straight. Last week, you go with a friend to a Baptist church, come home, and proceed to tell mom and dad and me that we're going to hell because we watch TV. A mere 9 days later, you're Elvira, mistress of the dark. We can't keep up with you. Find an identity.
You're one to talk.
What could you possibly mean by that? I'm always the same.
That's nothing to brag about. Just drop it, okay? You don't tell me how to live my life, and I won't tell you how to live yours.
I thought there'd be a bigger turnout. Well, he was popular. All our friends loved him. I just thought people would actually show up, pay their respects.
You invited our friends?
A few.
You are so embarrassing.
You're dressed like the bride of Frankenstein, and I'm embarrassing?
Shut up about my dress.
This is not the way he would have wanted his funeral.
He was a dog, Charles. They shit on the ground and lick themselves. Ceremony is probably not key here. He was just a fucking dog.
Oh, yeah? Well, he was my fucking dog, so fuck you.
He was my fucking dog, too, so fuck you.
He never liked you.
I suppose he told you this?
He didn't have to. It was apparent. He barely tolerated you.
I hate you.
Big loss.
You're a dickhead, CB.
You just say your fucking prayer.
He was your fucking dog. You fucking say it.
She storms off. Nirvana. CB and Van sit on the sad remnant of a brick wall. Van is smoking a joint. He offers it to CB.
You want to hit this?
No, thanks.
It's kind, but you sure, man?
Nah, I'm good.
I've been meaning to tell you. I'm sorry about your dog.
Thanks, man.
He was a good dog.
Yeah, he was.
But he was old. It was long past his time. Still, he was a good dog. I totally wanted to come to your funeral party thingy, but I was waiting on a delivery from the Duber.
What do you think happens when we die?
Do you mean, like, do I believe in heaven?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I'm a Buddhist.
Since when?
It's kind of a new development.
Well, what do Buddhists believe happens when you die?
Buddha believed that one of two things happens. Either you are reborn, or you dissolve into nothingness. Oddly enough, the former is punishment, and the latter reward. We Buddhists believe that the corporeal body is the source of all suffering, The liberation from the body into nothingness, or nirvana, is the fucking way to go.
Don't you find that depressing?
Liberation?
Nothingness.
I think I'd kind of like to be nothingness, because even nothing is something, right? What am I holding in my hand?
Nothing.
One would say that, yes. But in that nothingness is 1,000 things, right? Particles and atoms, and tens of thousands of things that we might not even know about yet. I could be holding in my hand the secrets of the universe and the answers to everything.
You're stoned.
Damn straight. Why this interest in the afterlife? Is this about your dog?
Just curious.
Dude, we all have to let go of things from our childhood. You remember when you and my sister burned my blanket to teach me that?
Yeah. It was only 2 months ago. If I'd have known that would lead to her being, well, I wouldn't have let her do it.
So pissed at you guys.
The thing was fucking nasty, man.
Still, y'all suck.
I think you were about to make a point.
I was.
Never mind. I think I got it.
My point is, Chuck B, that life, it does go on, even without the things that have been there since the beginning. The things that we think define us don't mean shit in the grand scheme of things. Us defines us. Not things or other people or pets, like me without my blanket. Still me. I miss my fucking blanket, though. That was a dick thing y'all did.
3 words for you, bro. Pubic lice. Infestation.
Next.
Hey, we let you keep the ashes.
Smoked him.
You what?
I rolled him with some good herb and smoked that shit up.
That's sick.
Now, my blanket and I are like one forever.
That's seriously disturbed, dog.
We'll handle grief in different ways.
Can't be good for you.
Dude, showed you two, trying to mess with my shit. Ha!
Hey, how is your sister doing?
She's good. The doctors say that she's getting better. Damn. I miss that bitch.
So do I.
This conversation is a major downer, amigo. Dead dogs, missing sisters, burning blankets. Let's talk about something happy.
Like what?
They sit in silence. The lights fade slowly out. Where swine live. A piercingly loud school bell rings. Welcome to Thursday morning. CB stands center stage wearing his backpack. Matt enters. He is extremely attractive and just as obnoxious.
CB, my nig, what is up, dog?
Not much, man.
Are we going to this party on Saturday?
Where?
Marcy's parents are out of town. Plenty of Virginia tea. In the day. There we go. Hey, I think Marcy's all into you. Maybe it's time you'll all into her. You know what I'm saying?
He humps the air and then gets serious.
Oh, hey man, I'm sorry about your dog. That's rough.
Yeah. Thanks.
You could probably use that to get some pussy though. Bitches are suckers for that stuff. Best sex I ever had was when I told this girl that my mom kicked it. She consoled me for 4 hours straight. If you can whip up a few fake tears, it'll definitely help the case. Watch and learn. Life has no meaning. Why could it have been me? Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, I'm almost there. That's good. That's good. Mom would have wanted it. I'm telling you, words like a charm. Plus, girls are suckers for animals. A dead dog, that's nice.
Hey, man, what do you think happens when you die?
Oh, that's a good question, CB. I'm glad you asked. It's something I've thought about many times. And the way I see it is, okay, when you start life, you're coming out of this gigantic vagina, right? That's bigger than you are, right?
Right.
He pulls
Well,
out. Oh, sorry. He pulls out a bag of Coke and does a bump.
well, I think when we die, we're going back in. Except this time, it's not our mom.
Right.
Want?
No. Thanks.
I love pussy. I love pussy. Pussy, pussy. Speaking of pussy, what the fuck are you looking at, cocksucker? Did you see the way that fucking Gabo just looked at me? You fucking fairy. I'll kick your fucking ass. I fucking hate that kid.
Leave him alone. Why are you so mean to him?
Aren't you missing the Barbie tea party?
Why are
Why
you
are you-
such a dick?
Can't read.
What was that? You said you wanted to suck my dick?
You are so gross.
Is it okay if your CB? Is it okay if your sister sucks my dick?
I can't believe you let him talk to people like that.
Fuck off, Squirt.
Matt mimes jerking off.
Word being the operative word here.
You guys are disgusting.
She starts to leave, but then turns around. A smile spreads across her face.
Hey, Matt. Question for you. Where do swine live?
She runs off stage. Matt clenches his fist. Rage is coursing all through his body. CB puts a hand on his shoulder and then relaxes. Through clenched teeth.
You know how I feel about people calling me that.
Ease up. She didn't say it. Deep breath.
He takes a
Let it go.
deep breath.
Because you're sister and you're my best friend. I want the shit out of her.
And then there's that whole thing about her being a girl, too.
Right.
You do have a temper, dude.
And it all started with that little Gabo. I fucking hate that kid. He's always looking at me like he's in love with me. I fucking hate that kid.
They exit. The pianist and the platypus. Beethoven walks across the stage as before carrying his books. CB's sister runs on after him.
Hey, Beethoven, wait up.
Oh God. Despite his trying to get away, she catches up to him.
Hey, don't let those guys get to you.
I don't.
They're just assholes.
Okay.
Where are you going?
It's lunch period.
Want to sit together?
I'm not going to the cafeteria.
Where are you going?
I've got stuff to do.
Are you coming to the drama club meeting after school?
I'm not in the drama club.
You should be. It's really fun.
Aren't you the only member?
Well, yeah, but it's given me a lot of time to work on my one-woman show. I'm thinking about calling it Cocooning into Platypus. Do you like that title?
Sure, why not?
It's about a caterpillar who longs to evolve into a platypus instead of a butterfly. It's sort of a metaphor for.
I gotta go.
Are
He
you
starts
going to
to exit.
Are you going to Marcy's party on Saturday?
I'd rather gnaw off my left arm. He leaves. She calls out after him.
Maybe we could get together this weekend. I could do your tarot cards, or maybe we could go to a poetry reading or something. Bye!
Lights out. Spork. Cafeteria. Lunchroom. 2 girls. Tricia and Marcy enter with their lunch trays and take a seat at an empty table.
So he was all like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. He's such a dick. So I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Von Pfeffercorn, but just because I can't define metaphor doesn't mean I don't know what one is, you stupid buttwad.
You called Mr. Von Peppercorn a buttwad?
Of course not. I added that to the story for dramatic effect.
Oh.
I begged and pleaded to God not to put me in his class. I want to be Mr. Griffin's lit class. He gives A's to anyone with tits. But no, I get a fag.
Do you really think Mr. Von Pfeffercorn is a fag?
Well, if he were straight, then obviously I wouldn't be feeling his class.
Totally.
The thing is, I really think that God is punishing me for sleeping with Fatty Fat Frida's boyfriend.
You slept with Craig Kowalski?
I blew him. You knew that? I totally told you right after it happened.
You did not.
I so did.
Ew.
I was drunk, okay? Speaking of, is anybody looking?
No, sir.
Sweetie, you've got to stop calling.
Over the following dialogue, Tricia reaches into her backpack and produces a large bottle of vodka. She pours a large amount into her milk carton. She passes it to Marcy, who does the same. Tricia quickly puts the bottle back into her backpack. Marcy produces a bottle of cola from her backpack, and they repeat this action. They take their cartons, close them, and shake vigorously in unison, switching gears.
I think I did it subconsciously, just because I fucking hate Frida fat ass.
Oh my god, I know, right?
Totally right. I mean, seriously, whenever one of us is upset over a real problem, she has to butt her fat ass in and start crying about how she can't stop puking up her food.
It's so pathetic.
I swear to God, if I have to hear her bitch one more time about how Craig won't sleep with her until she loses weight, I'm gonna stick my foot up her ass. That is, if I can find the entrance. If she's bulimic, will someone please tell me why she's such a heifer? I mean, come on.
I know, she told me the other day she was on a diet, and I was thinking, like, what, you can't eat anything larger than your head? Survey says
You're fat.
Take your finger out of your throat and drag your ass to Lane Bryant.
And speaking of her fashion sense, why is she always wearing that shirt that says WWJD? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Who wants jelly donuts?
I think it's what would Jesus do?
Well, he wouldn't want to wear that ugly ass shirt with those nasty ass spandex shorts. Spandex? Who wears spandex?
Somebody needs to explain camel toe to her.
Her body is so gross. I'm just not the president of the itty bitty titty committee. I'm also a client. Blah. What would Jesus do?
He wouldn't let Daryl Farmer finger him under the bleachers during a pep rally, that's for damn sure.
Totally. Now, what should we drink to?
How about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?
Marcy, I hate to tell you this, but sometimes you are really bland.
Screw you, I am not.
Well, hello, there's 1,000 things in the world to toast to, and you pick the lamest one ever?
Okay, here's to tater tots.
Well, that's slightly more interesting.
They clink cartons and down their drinks.
I'm buzzed.
Me too.
They stare at their plates. Tricia picks up her spork and studies it.
The spork is a great invention. Simple, but effective. It's like, who came up with it?
Oh, this
Tricia
spork was
makes
invented.
them and then
The spork was invented in the 1940s. After the war, when the U.S. Army occupied Japan, General MacArthur decreed that the use of chopsticks was uncivilized, and the conquered should use forks and spoons like, quote, the civilized world. But fearing that the Japanese might rise up, revolt, and retake their country with their forks, he and the U.S. Army invented the much less dangerous spork, which was then introduced into the public schools, but really all a spork is a plastic descendant of the municipal spoon.
Okay, how did you know that?
Can you keep a secret?
Can Frida eat a moon pie in only 2 bites?
No, seriously. I'm the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, and she's the skinniest.
No, it's true. I was part of this government experiment in elementary school. It was a drug that made kids like super geniuses, able to retain everything they learned. But the drug had a side effect.
Acne? Shut up!
Bitch, you know I'm sensitive about that.
Oh, I'm not sorry, girlfriend. Why don't you just go to the damn dermatologist?
Can I please finish my story? So this miracle super genius drug fucks with all the kids' hormones, and they turn everybody into like horny children. Like all these third graders are running around humping like everything.
That is so weird. You were really smart when we were kids, and really horny.
Got you. You're so fucking gullible.
You're
You don't
snatched.
believe anything.
How did you know all that stuff about the sport?
Well, I looked it up on the internet. Every time we do get drunk at school, you pick up a spork and say, "This spork is such a great invention. I wonder where it came from." So I decided that I was going to be ready one day with the answer.
How brilliant of you.
There's a moment of silence. They both finish off their drinks. Tricia turns her over and nothing comes out. Hers over and nothing comes out. She pulls the bottle of vodka out of her bag and pours a shitload of it into the empty milk carton. Marcy slides her carton over and Tricia refills hers as well. They both begin to down the vodka.
I'm depressed.
They look at each other and break into inebriated laughter. CB and Matt enter the chairs and sit with them. Tricia and Marcy try to act normal.
What's up, sluts?
You wish.
What's up?
Nothing.
Sorry we couldn't make it to your dog's funeral.
That's okay.
But don't you think it's kind of weird having a funeral for a dog?
I guess. Whatever.
Well, he's in a better place.
You want a drink?
No thanks.
Oh shit. You guys are wasted.
What do you mean by a better place?
I don't know, like doggy heaven or something.
Do you really believe that?
Hell no.
Not a chance.
I was just saying it to be polite.
You don't believe in heaven?
Well, yeah, for people. But dogs, I don't think so.
So what happens to them?
Maggot food. I love you. Sorry, but that's what we think.
Dogs are gross.
If there are dogs in heaven, I want to go to hell.
You're probably going there anyway, bitch.
Yeah, we could carpool.
See you guys.
So, Matt, are you coming to Marcy's party?
Matt takes out a
Yeah.
bottle of hand sanitizer from his pocket and uses it.
You know, gotta check my calendar.
You don't even know how to read.
Very funny, Tricia.
That's okay. I don't like them dumb.
You should bring CB with you.
CB said he'd only go if you give him head and let him come on your tits.
Ugh, you're a pig.
Matt goes stiff. As before, he's pissed defensively.
What? I didn't say it.
He lets go of his anger and smiles. Marcy takes a handful of tater tots from his plate.
You can't touch my food like that.
Why not?
Oh man, don't chew with your mouth open. That's disgusting. Look, there are germs all over your hand, so when you put your hand in someone else's food, you contaminate that person's food. And when you chew with your mouth open, little pieces of mashed food mixed with your saliva in turn fly out of your mouth and onto other people's plates. It's gross. And now I can't eat this.
He stands and exits. Marcy and Tricia are just staring after him.
Get it. This is the same kid who used to wallow in filth. A virtual cloud of dirt followed him everywhere, and everywhere he went, and now he's like some germaphobe. And the nickname thing. It's like, who cares?
He does.
I'm so gonna have sex with him at your party.
Do you think CB will come?
On your tits, apparently.
We should revolt. We should rise up with our sporks in hand and protest against
fatty fucking Frida.
and Mr. Von Pfefferport.
And tater tots. Who the hell wants to eat those fucking things anyway?
He begins tossing tater tots all over the place.
Yeah.
They awkwardly and drunkenly climb atop the cafeteria table, chuckling. They hold their sporks high in the air. Van enters.
What are you doing?
We're revolting.
They look at each other and once again start laughing. They fall off the table in hysterics. Lights out. A segue, I suppose. Lights up on CB, who enters, who addresses the audience, continuing his letter.
I heard a song. The song was simple, much more simple than what he usually played. I was passing by the music room when I heard it. I don't know if Frederick Chopin had a dog, but maybe he did. And maybe he wrote that song because his dog died too. I don't know. Maybe.
He gets lost in the song. The Viper's Nest. Lights up on Beethoven playing Chopin's Prelude No. 4 in E minor. I forgot what op means. 28, 14. On the piano. He has a black eye. CB enters unseen by Beethoven. He stands and listens to the music as if hypnotized by it. He begins to cry silently, but then accidentally lets out a sob. Beethoven abruptly stops, spins around, and sees him. CB pulls himself together. You're not supposed to be in here. I have permission to practice during lunch, but nobody else is supposed to be in here.
You've gotten really good. I mean, you always were, but who wrote that? Beethoven?
Chopin.
Do you mind if I just listen for a while? God, this is really embarrassing. My dog died. He got rabies. They had to put him under. I looked up rabies on the internet. It's an acute viral infection. It's transmitted through infected saliva. I guess he must have been bit by something that had it. Maybe a fox or a raccoon. Bats can have it too. It travels from the bite to the spinal cord and the brain. Then the victim gets a high fever and uncontrollable excitement, then spasms of throat muscles. That's what causes them to salivate. They can't swallow water. Another word for the infection is hydrophobia, which of course means fear of water. Can you imagine not being able to swallow? I must suck. It's weird. We had him vaccinated when he was a puppy. I guess it doesn't always work. We had a funeral for him. Well, my sister and me did. I think it was supposed to say something, but I was supposed to say something, but I couldn't think of anything to say. I just stood there frozen like an idiot. My brain went numb, and that's never happened to me before. I mean, there's always something going on up there, right? Even in the subconscious, people meditate to clear their minds. I don't get that. I don't ever want to have a clear mind again. I guess I was thinking, by burying him, that I'd have some closure or feel his presence or there or something. And I didn't. And that just freaked me out. So I don't know. I mean, have you ever had someone close to you die and you can't stop thinking about them and what's happened to them? It's like you're stuck in this morbid place and there's so much death that you feel like your head is going to explode, and it makes you think that you're not even there. That maybe you're dead too.
Beethoven slams his fist down on the piano, making a cacophonous chord.
What?
Well, it's just that you haven't spoken to me in years except to call me a gay or to disclose my shoulder, dislocate my shoulder. And all of a sudden, I get a stream of consciousness monologue about your dead dog while I'm trying to spend the only moments of my day that don't truly suck. And you see, there's some missing component to this conversation other than an attentive listener. A segue, I suppose. Forgive my bluntness. Please don't hit me. But I could give two shits about you or your vacant mind or your morbid curiosities or your dead fucking dog. So why don't you just leave?
I never dislocated your shoulder.
According to my doctor, you did. In shop class last spring, you twisted my arm behind my back and told me you wouldn't let go until I said that, and I quote, I like to get it up the ass.
I was just playing around with you.
That makes me feel a lot better. At least I know it was all in good fun. Now I remember. Through my screaming and the searing pain, I definitely recall hearing laughter. Anyway, I can contribute to the fun of the group.
We were just messing with you.
Fuck you, CB. I'd rather you say we beat the shit out of you because we can't stand you than you say you're just messing with me. That implies light teasing or slightly I don't even know what that word is. Opprobrious behavior. I haven't had lunch in the cafeteria in 2.5 years for fear of going home with some part of it smeared across my shirt. I haven't been in a bathroom on campus since the time my head got slammed into the wall. I believe you were there.
I didn't do that.
Yeah? Well, you didn't stop it either. The faculty doesn't care. You know what I'm sick of hearing? They only pick on you because of their own insecurities. The classic the classic guidance counselor line. Oh geez, Mrs. Blank, since you put it that way, my head doesn't hurt so much anymore. And what really kills me is that everybody wonders why kids bring guns to school and shoot you fuckers down. Maybe you're not the bully, but you stand idly by and watch. In my eyes, that makes you even worse. So, please, just go.
Maybe if you didn't act so.
What? What, CB? How do I act?
Well, gay.
And how does one act gay? By playing the piano? Oh, it must be all those times I ogle the football team. Maybe I'll stop carrying around a pink purse or openly sucking dick in plain view of the entire student body. What? What is it?
You're being hostile, and I'm just trying to talk with you like a civilized person.
I don't want to talk to you. I just want to be left alone. I don't need social pointers. All I need from you is an apology for the 5 minutes that you've stolen from my day.
See, this is why you don't have any friends.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic. Oh, sorry. I think we both know why I don't have any friends.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic.
You're in here crying about a dead dog, and I'm being melodramatic.
Just shut the fuck up about my dog, okay?
Beethoven gets up in his face. Or what? You'll hit me? Go ahead. I'll show you how people get hurt and don't run away to cry like a big fucking baby. Beethoven shoves CB. He's had it. CB doesn't fight back. Beethoven is hitting him as hard as he can, but CB isn't budging. Beethoven relents and CB begins to laugh, and his laugh is getting bigger and bigger. What's so funny, asshole?
I'm sorry. Nothing.
I don't see anything to laugh at.
It's just that I was scared of you, like, for a second.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I deserved it. Promise me you won't bring a gun to school.
I don't know where to get one. You were one of my best friends. Y'all were. I just don't get it.
It's no consolation, but. Well, can I be honest?
Yeah.
No one knew what to say to you after your dad got arrested. It was awkward.
It was more awkward for me.
I'm sorry that we weren't there for you.
That means a lot.
See, now you're being sarcastic again.
No, I wasn't.
It's hard to tell with you. Truce?
I wasn't fighting a war, but okay. Truce. He shakes his hand. Their hands are together for longer than expected. CB pulls his away.
Are you?
I don't know. I've never had sex, so it would be hard to say at this point.
But what about?
My dad? I don't think that's considered sex.
Do you remember how my dog used to howl whenever you played the piano?
Yeah, I always found it pretty insulting.
He was singing along. What do you think happens to pets when they die?
They go to heaven.
You believe in heaven?
Sure. There has to be some reward for having to live through this.
And you think that there are animals there in heaven?
The wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, and the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. The infant will play near the hole of the cobra, and the young child put his hand into the viper's nest.
But my dog killed a living thing. Wouldn't God be mad?
He was sick, CB. Couldn't help it. You know, you know they had, they say a dog sees God in his master. A cat looks in the mirror.
I hate cats.
Me too. CB stares at him for a long moment, then smiles. He stands up and walks over to the piano. He sits down and begins to play the bass part of a song like Heart and Soul. Beethoven stands and joins him at the piano to play the treble part, of course, stylistically. CB stops, prompting Beethoven to as well. He looks at him again for a moment. He grabs Beethoven and kisses him long and passionately. He pulls away. CB stares at him, almost blankly. Then he stands and exits, leaving Beethoven a little out of sorts. Lights out. What? Intermission. I didn't even mean to do that. I didn't even read the stage directions, but that's a perfectly placed intermission.
Yeah.